Hey, what's up? How's it going, my Earthlings and Beings? This is Rod D, Orange Ninja News, making it do what it do. Yo, I'm back again, my friend. Um, let's see. Yeah, a lot of stuff in the news. I think I'm gonna start off with one that everybody definitely be interested in: stimulus checks. And I'm talking about the stimulus checks this week. Um, yeah, so I had an exciting week myself, kinda. But the truck broke down and I ended up in another motel. It don't happen too often, so it ain't bad. Get a little time to kick my feet up while waiting on the truck. All right, man. So, without further ado, we're about to make it do what it do, man. So, check it out. Here come the weekly broadcast, starting off with the stimulus checks. Okay. With only a few weeks left to approve another stimulus bill, Congress is under mounting pressure to vote. Will another check make the cut for 2020, or will the nation have to wait? And this one is this news article is from CNET under personal finance. And well, it says with 19 days until the end of the year, Congress has a closing window to pass a coronavirus relief bill of any size before the next session of Congress begins in 2021. If lawmakers fail to strike a deal, the last remaining benefits lapse for tens of millions of struggling Americans who could be forced to survive for weeks before a new Congress could once again pick up the pieces. So, 19 more days. I don't know, the way it be so turbulent, or political wise. Yeah, I don't know if they get that done. Hopefully they do, man. Because I mean, I don't think the people should have to suffer just because the big wigs don't have it together. That would be crazy right there. Um, yeah, let's go into more of the story. The contents of the bill have been the subject of fierce debate since May, with the issue of a second stimulus check once again rearing up to take center stage. The current stimulus proposal that has the best chance of passing is a $908 billion plan. Wow. $908 billion? Does not include a second stimulus check. Some vow to make the direct payment part of a final bill more. A counterproposal, this time from the White House, was send $600 checks now to qualified adults and their children, but at the expense of a $300 weekly unemployment benefits. No, I don't like that plan. Send out a stimulus checks, but then for those that's on unemployment, they take a hit. Now that's really not gaining nothing. That's taking from this end and put it to this. There's not a gain there. Okay. So what does the debate mean for a second stimulus check now or in early 2021? And what else do you need to know that could impact the amount of money you could see in another direct payment, or how quickly it could arrive relative to your neighbors and friends? Mm. There's a growing momentum in Congress to send another direct payment to individuals and families, although the $908 billion emergency proposal crafted by Republicans and Democrats does not include a stimulus check. Many are calling for another direct payment. Yep, so yeah, just like I thought, it's still, it's in too much of a debate. I don't think it's going to happen within 19 days, man. I mean, they've been trying to get something going for a second round of checks every since May. They've been at it, and yeah, with everything else going on now, I just don't see that happening right now at this time, man, to tell the truth. At the same time, we have a news article of the streaming services going up, with it's Netflix and Disney was already talking about upping their prices. So yeah, it looked like everybody's going to follow suit after that, because you kind of have to. It's a competition, and everybody's competing with each other. And one can get this price, and the other one can. So yeah, that's something fun to look forward to. Meanwhile, the money isn't doing right, and the stimulus next stimulus checks ain't come yet. But yeah, let's go ahead and hike up prices. That's always a good deal, right? Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, but that's what's in the news, man. It's and I've been hearing that for a minute. Ain't been finalized yet, but yeah, those streaming prices are going to be creeping up there. For sitting at home watching the movies, you're gonna pay a little bit extra. Now, for the next news article, I'm gonna get into something I always like to talk about a favorite subject of mine is space. Yeah, anything to do with otherworldly stuff in space and technology. Okay, let's see. This one will be about China's moon lander, the Chang'e 5, and it starts off with saying China's Chang'e 5 moon lander is no more after successfully snagging lunar rocks. And this article is from space.com. Okay, so see, says China's Chang'e 5 lander touched down on the moon and collected the first lunar samples in nearly 50 years, but now the lights have gone out. Oh, whoa, not the lights went out. Oh man, that's crazy. Uh, Now, but China's been doing it big. They've been sending stuff up to our space station for us. They've been, man, they doing it big on the space side. I guess that's why we had to get the whole space force because right now we have a big space race still going on. It's like it's revamped. Everybody done kicked it back into gear, and yeah, yeah, with the Earth warming up, suddenly, we finding different Earth-like planets. Suddenly, space is looking like a real good option right now. Yeah, so back to the story though, man. I digress. Let's get back in it. The Chang'e 5 lander was a crucial part of China's daring sample return mission. It made a stunning descent and soft landing in the moon's oceanus procellarum, or ocean of storms, on December 1st before conducting sampling and other science experiments. The sun set over the solar-powered spacecraft, which landed near the volcanic peak Mons Rumker in the northwest of near side of the moon on Friday, December 11th, without the radioisotope heater units carried by the long-lived Chang'e 3 and Chang'e 4 landers. The electronics and systems on Chang'e 5 will succumb to temperatures as low as minus 310 degrees Fahrenheit. Wow, minus 310 degrees. Man, and that's what make it so awesome about when the astronauts go on these spacewalks, or whenever an astronaut, whenever they went to the moon and got out, because you got to think, man, minus 310 degrees, man, that's nothing to play with. You know what I'm saying? The smallest, teeniest little leak inside that spacesuit, man, and they're gone. They get flash frozen. You know what I'm saying? Turn into a block of ice instantly. Man, if you ever been outside when it's like -5 degrees or -10 degrees, you're like, yo, I'm gonna freeze to death. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine minus 310. Yeah, you better be specially suited up with a spacesuit with heat unit and all that, man. And the same thing with the aircraft. That's why the aircraft we got to make sure that everything is properly sealed. There's no way we can have leaks, and everything's reinforced. Because, like I say, the smallest leak, man, again, minus 310 degrees. That's not just cold, man. That's ridiculous. That's crazy cold. Let's see. Let me get back into the story. However, it appears the spacecraft has already ceased working. Reports indicate that the leader was damaged when it acted as a launch pad for the mission's ascent vehicle to blast off from to reach low lunar orbit on December 3rd. The ascent vehicle carried the samples collected by the lander's drill and robotic arm and delivered them to the Chang'e orbiter circling the moon. Cameras on the lander captured the ascent vehicle's takeoff, which started with a spring mechanism before ignition on the sender's 3,000 Newton engine. Okay, so basically what happened was it already had did its mission. It accomplished its mission. It got the moon rocks and samples onto the launch pad and send it to the orbiter that's orbiting around the moon. So it basically, whenever it died off, it was like, job complete, job well done type deal. So it wasn't like it failed in its mission or anything. It just after it got done with its mission, it didn't have the energy and went kaput. Basically, the lander managed to send the data to Earth, but has not been carrying out activity since. Amateur radio trackers have also not detected any signals from the lander since the ascent vehicle's takeoff. The apparent loss of the spacecraft is neither a shock nor an unplanned failure. China's engineers and scientists expecting the lander to incur damage during the dangerous ascent launch. The lander had carried out its objectives and played its full role in the complex 23-day mission, as well as collecting around 4.4 pounds of samples. The lander conducted experiments with a ground penetrating radar, which will provide information about layers beneath the landing site. An imagining spectrometer analyzed the composition of the surface regolith, while a panoramic camera provided brilliant detailed vistas from Oceanus Procellarum, each made by stitching together 120 photos. Yeah, I want to check out some of those photos when they come available, man, because we already got a lot of photos of the moon. But yeah, it's always gonna be something new. You know what I'm saying? Something that uh, wasn't picked out in a previous photo or that another photo had missed or whatever. So that's gonna be really nice, man. What is it like? Yeah, 120 new photos. Oh man, that's gonna be nice. Yeah, I'm a real space buff. I like that type of stuff. Okay, now another experiment detected electrically charged dust at the landing site using an instrument called a quartz crystal microbalance. Scientists speculated that the impact of the ascent vehicle onto the lunar surface on December 7th could have carried dust to the vicinity of the Chang'e G5 lander, where the spacecraft's instruments may have detected it, but with the lander's damage, such observations no longer seem possible. Yeah, so but it did its job, and China already said, well, you know what I'm saying, we basically already planned for it. Once it finished its job, not being able to work no more. That was always a strong possibility. So they already planned for that, and they just was like, basically focused on the objective and making sure it carried that out as far as getting those moon rocks launched off. But yeah, so it did its job well before it went out. And like they say, it's probably when it was sending the moon rocks into orbit was whenever it got damaged. They put it on that sender, which basically launches the moon rocks out to the orbiter, and that's whenever that occurred, that's when it went out. Okay, let's see. NASA is particularly curious about the potential challenges caused by lunar dust kicked up by landings ahead of the agency's plan to send astronauts back to the moon by 2024 through the Artemis program. And the Artemis program, that's a cool name, man. But yeah, so yeah, the Artemis program, that's our program with NASA here in the States. NASA been talking about sending astronauts back to the moon, and they put a date on it. They said by 2024, and they still working on that. We haven't been back to the moon since. It's been forever. So they're like, yeah, we about to get back to the moon, show everybody it wasn't a fluke, and yeah, you're gonna do that 2024 date. But what they saying is like with China doing stuff up at the moon, it's kicking up dust. So whenever we go to land in 2024, now we have to worry about dust being in the way and being dusty up there while we trying to do our mission. I don't know. I don't know what great role the dust would play though. Realistically, I mean, with all the radar technology, all the technology we have, where you can see under the ocean and all types of stuff. You can infrared where you can see in the woods what animals there, what guys running trying to escape. What I'm saying? We got all types of technology. I'm pretty sure we could get past a little dust. Is that a valid type of excuse? Hey, but it is what it is. And the name Artemis, and our program going back to the moon with NASA, we call it the Artemis program, which is a cool name because I was reading the Artemis Fowl books back in the day. If you ever read any of those, it's a pretty cool adventure, man. They even came out with a movie, but yeah, I'm a little too old for the movie. Nah, I'm kidding. I watched that movie. Yeah, man, that Artemis Fowl was a good movie, man. Yeah, yeah, but now Artemis program, that's pretty cool, man. All right, now, uh, let's see. They say the Chang'e 5 orbiter began its journey back to Earth on December 12th. taken with it a re-entry capsule containing the collected lunar samples. Touchdown on Earth is expected around December 17th. So, yeah, man. Bringing back them moon rocks, the real moon rocks, not the fake candy moon rocks we used to eat on when we was kids. Yeah, but I thought that was a pretty decent little story right there, man. Cause like I say, it was all good with their mission. By the time by the time lunar the lunar rover, the Chain G5 went out, it already did its job though. You know what I'm saying? It did what it was supposed to do. Bam, it's all good. So that's not actual boots on the ground though. And we can get our people with this Artemis program. We have our people up there in 2024. We like, yo, it's a return with actual boots on the ground, actual men. You know what I'm saying? That's on Rover or something. Yeah. Yeah, that's the way to up the ante, you know what I'm saying? Be like, yeah, what y'all did was nice. Well, y'all check this out. Okay, for the next story is like, wow, man, I don't know what's wrong with Wisconsin, but this, man, this is crazy right here, man. I couldn't even believe the story. When I seen the headline. Okay, this news article is from CNN, and it says Wisconsin Department of Health warns against eating the cannibal sandwich, a traditional holiday dish in the state. Which, just by that name right there, cannibal sandwich, I was like, what the cannibal sandwich? Man, just off the name alone, I can't eat it. And that's a traditional holiday, basically a traditional holiday snack up there in Wisconsin. Yeah, Wisconsin, what's wrong with y'all, man? Okay, man, we get into the story. Wisconsin residents are being urged by health officials to pass on eating a traditional holiday dish this year to avoid getting sick. A cannibal sandwich. Hold up. Yeah, I had to say not doing my podcast. I'm busy right now. Yeah, doing my podcast time. You know what I'm saying? That's the only time that I don't have to be like, I don't be bothered. I don't hear nothing. To get the outside world, I'm busy right now. All right. Sorry for the small intrusion. We back at it. So, yeah. So the cannibal sandwich. Now we're gonna get back to what a cannibal sandwich actually is, and this is in Wisconsin. Nowhere ever else in America I heard about a cannibal sandwich. Uh, just the name, like I said, man. Okay, this is what a cannibal sandwich is. Says a cannibal sandwich, considered a holiday favorite in the state of Wisconsin, consists of raw ground beef on bread with sliced onions, salt, and pepper. Back to the main ingredient. Let me say that again. The main ingredient is raw ground beef. Raw, not cooked, not warmed up, not steamed, not just raw ground beef. Oh man, come on, man. And that's begging for all types of bacteria and sickness. At least warm it up. Oh man. Okay, it says, but eating raw meat is never recommended. You think? So it says, but eating raw meat is never recommended because of the bacteria it can contain. The Wisconsin Department of Health Services says this. Yeah. And if they own Wisconsin Health Services say that, I'm like, okay, I believe you. You know, that's what they say. Okay, I believe them. And it says, time of our annual reminder that there's one holiday tradition you need to pass on raw meat sandwiches, sometimes called tiger meat or cannibal sandwiches. And many Wisconsin families consider them to be a holiday tradition, but eating them poses a threat for salmonella, E. coli, uh, and all that, listeria bacteria, and all types of different. They just list a bunch of different bacterial diseases, which I mean makes sense. It is raw meat, full of bacteria. And no, it doesn't matter where you buy your beef. Yeah, but what if I buy my beef somewhere where it's hot? No, it doesn't matter where you buy your beef. If it's raw meat, don't eat it. You know, okay. Since the invention of fire, man has been doing something that's called cooking. That's where we usually take our meat and our vegetables and stuff that we're going to eat, and we heat it up on this thing called fire. Nowadays, modern times, we call it a stove. Even a microwave oven. If you got a, if you buy one of those microwave meals, those are real good. I like those microwave meals. But yeah. So I don't think a microwave meal good for you, but Probably some reasons why fresh cooked food is better than microwave food. But when I'm on the go, I'm in a rush. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes that's just one of the choices. Probably more healthier than some of these burger joints and stuff. I don't know them people that be touching on the food, skip all that. But yeah, Wisconsin, oh man, what are y'all doing? So now let's get to here. It says ground beef should always be cooked at an internal temperature of 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Again, ground beef should always be cooked at an internal temperature of 160 degrees. Not sometimes. Not when not if what if I buy it from this place? It's kind of warm over there anyway. No, always 160 degrees Fahrenheit. That's what you should cook your ground beef to, and boom, it kills all the bacteria. Uh, Promotes healthy living, man. So you can stay on this planet a little bit longer. You already got worried about COVID anyway. Why add some extra bacteria and stuff to it? Don't you have enough to worry about? Just saying. Okay, let's see. There are hundreds of people in the Midwest who are sickened after eating cannibal sandwiches each holiday season. Damn. They so slow learners. It says hundreds of people. It said hundreds of people each year get sick after eating the cannibal sandwiches. So, I mean, wouldn't that be like after the first 50 people, it seemed like it kind of, I don't know. Might be another guy munching on the sandwich right now. Like, I don't know what y'all talking about. It's delicious. I like my raw meat sandwiches. Oh, I couldn't even imagine eating something like that, man. I wouldn't be able to keep it down. Just seeing somebody eating it, I get nauseated. Like, oh, how? Unless they take like a bunch of Pepto-Bismol to keep from getting so nauseated. Try to keep that junk down. Like, whoa, dude, your sandwich still got blood dripping out of it, man. You don't even want to try to warm that up. What is going on? Let's see. It goes on to say there have been 8 raw meat related outbreaks in Wisconsin since 1986, including a salmonella outbreak affecting more than 150 people in December 1994, according to the Wisconsin DHS. And DHS, of course, is Department of Health Services. It is important to know that eating these types of foods is not without risk. You don't say. They don't have to tell me twice. If that's what they say, I believe them, man. I ain't about to eat no damn raw sandwich. I don't care how good you say it tastes. Nah, I pass on that, man. I'm good. I'm like, yo, matter of fact, I'll be like, yeah, give me one of those sandwiches, and then I throw it right on the grill. Start cooking it up. Yeah, that is crazy, man. Eating raw meat. Yo, so let me see. I think I got time for another story. And the most important story of the day is from The Verge. It says Marvel will not recast Chadwick Boseman's character in Black Panther 2. Oh man, yeah, I thought he was gonna put somebody else in there. Everybody kept talking about who the guy would to replace him and all that type of stuff. But yeah, they're not gonna go that route. So with that, I'm gonna have to say, right about this time, it's been another one. See y'all next week on the weekly broadcast. And as I usually say about this time, bless and peace. See ya.